Bushra Amiwala is a progressive candidate that is running for the Illinois 9 seat, which primary day is this Tuesday. And I need her to drop out and endorse Kat Abughazaleh. Now, hear me out. First, I will say what I always say, which is nobody is entitled to this seat. You are running to be a representative of the people in your district. You are not owed that, right? So I'm not saying that she should drop out because I think that Kat is owed the seat. No. In fact, some of Bushra's policies I like better. I hated Kat Abughazaleh's answer on Ukraine and Taiwan. Yikes. And if we were months and months and months away and there was still time for her to up this polling, we might be having a different conversation. But we're not months away. The primary is this coming Tuesday. This is Kat right here. She's polling way higher. And you know who's polling first? This radical Zionist. AIPAC knows this, and that is why they are running ads on behalf of Bushra as if they support her. Obviously they don't, but they're conniving snakes, and they will use fake PACs and Women for Chicago or whatever the fuck PACs they hide behind. And now they're running ads on behalf of this progressive candidate to try to take votes away from Kat and help the Zionists in the race. Politics is dirty and slimy as fuck. And again, if there were more time, I think that she could be a great candidate. But the facts of the matter are that she does not have a path to victory right now, and the primary is in a few days. If we want to beat this AIPAC shill, Dan Biss, who was the one that couldn't even make up his mind in that panel where they were all holding up the signs on their answers and he was flip-flopping like a fucking fish out of water. Remember? It was a yes or no panel and there were multiple times where he did that shit. Yeah, that's what Congress needs. Another spineless flip-flopper Democrat that waits for the donors to tell them what to think. If we want to beat him, the best thing for the other progressive or left-leaning candidates in the race that don't have a path to victory could do would be to drop out and endorse Kat. That way, she has a chance to beat this guy since we already know they're not going to win. And the reason why this is really getting to me is because we've seen this movie many times. Not only did this happen to Bernie Sanders in the last election, you'll remember that they all consolidated around Joe Biden and dropped out in order to blunt Bernie because Bernie was winning. And Elizabeth Warren could have, at the last minute, really helped Bernie by dropping out and endorsing him, trying to blunt back some of the blow that Bernie had taken by all those people dropping out in the most sinister way to coalesce around Joe Biden because they wanted to stop Bernie. But she didn't, like a snake, and so he lost. And listen, I maintain for all those people that love to go, well, if Kamala were president right now, well, if Biden were still, if Bernie had won, actually, we wouldn't be in this position. Because as much as I don't even fuck with Bernie anymore, and he's like a fucking Zionist that still always tries to blame Netanyahu for everything Israel is doing, no one can argue that he would be exponentially better on every fucking issue than any of the other clowns that we have in politics. So next time you want to complain about, but what about Kamala and what about Biden and you should have voted, no. Shut the fuck up and think about how you should have voted for Bernie Sanders in 2020 and or in 2016 and we might not be here. That's one example. And then we have the example of the New York City mayoral race. I remember in 2021, the progressives were beclowning themselves 10 ways to Sunday and couldn't get their shit together. And that's why Eric Adams won. Because we have ranked choice voting. And I think that was the first race we had ranked choice voting in that year. And because none of the progressives would get their shit together and drop out and endorse one person or coalesce around one person, he won. Why don't we not do that? Moral victories are not enough here, fam. We need power. I am tired of not having fucking power. We need seats. We need power. I am asking you, Bushra Amiwala, to drop out and endorse Kat Abughazaleh because you could have a great future in politics. I'm not saying she's not a good politician. Like I said earlier, I like some of her positions even more than I like the position of Kat's, and she probably has a great future in politics. But this specific race is not it. And sometimes you have to think about those things beforehand, which is exactly what I did. I was genuinely and seriously considering running for the open seat when my Congresswoman Nydia Velasquez retired. And even when I found out, full disclosure, before she even announced that Claire Valdez was gonna run, I honestly thought, I might still run. I don't know how I feel about her, whatever. But then when she announced her campaign and I saw that she had the full support of DSA, the support of Zohra Mamdani, the support of the unions, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna run because what would that do? I hold a lot of the same positions that she does. There are some differences, and I think my personality is certainly a lot more aggressive, which I know, would help in some instances, but also turn some people off. Some people can't handle all of this. The point is that I was like, this is not going to help. If there were a ton of people in the race, that would be different. But right now, it's shaping up to only be her and the more centrist progressive candidate. So if I were to jump into the race, I would do nothing but split the left vote. And I knew if I were going to do something like that, I would need the support of some of those grassroots organizations. So then why would I do that? You know what I mean? Like, you got to think about these things, which is why I decided not to. Please, Bushra, drop out and endorse Kat and run for something else. We will support you for the something else, I mean, not this.